Stop. How's everybody doing? I'm just trying to get my chat up. Okay. I'm drawing some cute things today. Thanks for the likes. There it is. I thought this guy's cute. Okay. Let me see if I can move this so it's off screen. And zoom in a little. All right. I was drawing this little guy just before I started. Oh. Okay. Hello? Baba? What's up? Oh, okay. I thought you banged. So like there's an idea, I forget, is it like cuteness is tied to like the maternal urge? Oh yeah, sort of like a fry guy. The urge to take care of like children's. And so like it's something really old, they think, like in the evolution, because so many, at least mammals, all have very, very similar like indicators. Yeah, I'll give him little feet and then he really will be a fry guy. So like the fact that we think deer babies are cute, and like a deer mama will come if a baby human is crying. Like that kind of leads to the idea that whatever it is that evolved to make things cute, and I'll give him McDonald's, what is his name? Ronald McDonald shoes, happened long enough ago that it's from like all mammals have it. It's all the same. I think that's interesting. I have no idea. I just think I'm not a, what's it called, scientist. Oh man, that meme. I'm something of a scientist myself. I don't know why this guy's like so, he looks so scared. We'll make him shaking. We'll do, I don't know what will be the next cute thing. I was thinking maybe like, I don't know. I think I'm going to start drawing and figure it out. We'll save him. Maybe we'll want to do color. We'll do a couple sketches and then we'll see if there's any that we want to color. All right. Let's see. Let's do not just a circle. Let's do two big circles and try to turn this into something cute. Kind of like a big heart. Hmm. We can make one side the head. That'll help. Here we go. We'll make this side the head and it'll be like turning at us and smiling. So we'll have eyes here. Cute pentagonal creature. Oh, okay. That sounds great. That'll be the next. I think this one will have big saucer eyes. We'll get that in a minute. And he's too happy. You're like, what is going on? Nose? Yeah. I think little hands. tiny arms, little hands. Thumbs in. I don't know. I wasn't thinking what, but I think maybe these are legs. This kind of just snuck up on me. But we have these. So maybe he's a tail. Maybe he's a pig. Let's change his nose to a snout. We can change this to a tail. And he's like a pig, but he's standing. He stands up. And it's like a joke. He's showing you his butt. I don't know what we're doing with his eyes, but I think it's this. It's interesting. Like, so I was thinking of doing like little bugs. So maybe that snuck in. Yeah, like a little, and clean up his hand here. Yeah, like a little, some sort of little bug guy. Ooh, we can give him a antennae. Oh my gosh, yeah, you just said that. Totally. I used to hate doing like tubes essentially when you have two lines, especially curvy lines right next to each other, because I felt like you were never going to get them perfect, right? And that really bothered me. Um, but I find I get them much more perfect now that I care less and they don't stress me out and I can just kind of do them. But that might also be practice. I should put a slip sheet before I get my hand all spready. I'm gonna. I use the rest of these to sometimes I make more slip sheets, and sometimes I use them to take notes. I always have some scrap. There we go. But I think enough of this guy. Unless we want to give him like socks. I don't know why socks make something cuter, but I really think it does. Yeah, that's great. All right. I think that guy's good. Yeah, I don't know I don't know. So the other things I was thinking we could do is like cute animals. I was thinking cute things. Some things that are cute are, you know, small animals. Or I don't know. I was thinking I just wanted to draw stuff with these like big cute eyes today. Oh my God. I forget every time you search for anything, it's just all AI images. We went and saw a bunch of stuffed animals today at the like a teddy bear museum. Yeah, we could do a cute bug. Let's do like a cute grub. We I was talking about the corn bug yesterday. This is kind of like one of the, like Alice in Wonderland. So the corn bug looks kind of like this. It's a grub, right? Eats little ears of corn. It's also called an earworm, which is like it's called the corn worm, but it's also called the earworm, which really is interesting to me because like we all know what an earworm is, and it's not that creepy thing. Okay, we're gonna get the little hands here. I'll have the rest of it be, I'm just getting the sketch down. The rest of it be like that. And let's have him have like a swoopy hair. Okay, so you have the hands. He's like, his body is opening up, is turning rather. Super happy to see you. Let's give a little bit more of a smile. There we go. I don't think they have antenna. If they do, it's kind of like these short, grubby ones. Well, we can give them some short, grubby ones. And she's waving, saying hi. And we'll give some stripes. Okay, we'll give that a little color. And then we'll do some dots. And then we'll do something else. Another critter. You know what I was always really struggled with is butterflies. I don't like, because I feel like, well, it's hard because you have to, when we want to get them symmetrical and stuff like that. And then underneath, let's do just a little separating out the arms from the underbelly and a little separating out this. Oh yeah, we can do a little ladybird. And then just a little texture there. And same with just this front part. All right. Climbing like is something. I guess a leaf probably. There we are. Cute little grub. She's going to grow to be a moth or a butterfly or something like that. Let's give her a bow. I think a bow is better. Oh, all right. A ladybug. Yeah, we can try a ladybug. Let's see. What do ladybugs look like from the front? So, like a ladybug, right? We all know from the top, something like this. Little eyes, and then the beetle back with the dots, and then the red. Um, but like, what if you look at it right from the front? What does that look like? All of a sudden, I'm so curious. Oh, oh, cool. I did not know this. Okay. They've got like a fake face. All right, neat. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna draw like a pretty realistic ladybug, I think. Let me get some more reference images. This looks cool. So you have, you guys ever watch, what is it? Miraculous Ladybug? There's a voice actor, Tawny, I forget her name, Tawny someone. And she does a series of like shorts, I think. And they're like, what, as an adult who still watch cartoons, I can tell you like what cartoon you watch and what it means. And she listed a bunch of cartoons that I liked, and then she listed a couple I had never heard of. And one of the ones I had never heard of was like Miraculous Ladybug. Ooh, Cronenberg Ladybug. I was like, I bet you that's tasteful thickness, and you are he. Um, let's see if we can figure out something cute and Cronenbergy. I've not drawn anything Cronenbergy, but I think it would be uh, probably not a good idea to take take a stream where I'm supposed to be drawing cute things and turn it into Cronenbergian things. But I'm down. I'll do a Cronenberg stream. Yeah, so the ladybug's face is like here. This is little munchers. And then this is its little eyes. But it has false, I can't tell where its eyes are. But it has these big white spots right here on its face that like kind of make it look really friendly. And little antennae. I think its eyes are just like here. And these are its white spots. It has a couple of white spots on its bonnet. And some carapace after watershed. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be a late night Cronenberg. I'm That sounds fun. I'll watch The Fly in anticipation. The new one, not the old one. The old one's not very Cronenbergy. What? Oh yeah. Okay. So this would all be black. And this would all be black. This guy and this. And then that would be red, and there you go, Ladybug. I should draw a cute one now. Should we, while we're here, because the Ladybug I think will look so much better with her actual color. Let's just quick give her due with the little shell. So ladybug, why do they call it a ladybird? sometimes in England, they call things weird things because they've called them that forever. And then when you look into it, it'll be something like, I don't, now I'm not saying this is the reason for the ladybug, for calling them ladybird, but, ooh, I didn't know that. But sometimes you look into it and it's like, well, we called it this because when we first came up with the name, bird didn't mean like bird like it does now. Bird meant anything that could fly of its own volition. And it's like, oh, and it's like at the time, all bugs were birds. And it's like, it's so I learned this with corn. There's like lots of things called something corn or corns or all sorts of stuff like that. And that's because corn just meant like little bit of grain, like a grain, basically. It was another word for edible, or I don't even know if it had to be edible, but it was another word for like grain, but slightly bigger. You had like grains and then you had corns. And it's like, I like etymology a lot, but it can be a bit much. It's just interesting. It's like it can be, I want to say over the top, but it's just like words can change so much over time, is really what I mean. I don't know where my pencil sharpener is. Not even a little bit. Okay, well, we'll just color these black. I don't, I wonder where my pencil sharpener is. I don't like when I can't find things that shouldn't have been moved. Because it means I moved them without friggin' paying attention. All right. And then I just keep looking. Okay, I found it. I found it. Ah, sweet. Oh, hey, Mr. Kitty Bro Team. How you doing? Okay, quick. I got distracted by coloring in this ladybug. That's not what I meant to do. All right, we'll draw the next thing. We'll draw just a cute ladybug. So, So, like, do we still... Okay, yeah, I think we have to give her, like, a head that, like, is actually separate from her body. Because I think that'll make it... If we don't do that, I don't think it will really look that cute. We can still keep it... No. Because I was thinking their head could be poked up like this. But then, okay, yeah. This will just be a little bit... There we go. That got a little too excited. Went away over the top there. We'll keep it sort of the same setup. I have like a big pile of pencil shavings that just like build up over the time as I do the streams. And I get the vacuum and I vacuum them all up. Not pencil shavings. I have that too. I actually dumped my pencil shavings on the floor like a dope. Okay, we have her being a little eager. This eye is crooked. There we go. And there. For the arms, I think we'll do. Oh, yeah. I learned pencil shavings, and something like you're supposed to mix it with something to make it a good fire starter, like to make it even better. Maybe it was just like Vaseline or oil. They used to do that all the time. You put it in oil and it becomes like water resistant. That's even better. I took a lot of Boy Scouts. I'm gonna give her another shoe. I was gonna try to make it her hand, but she's like she's definitely standing on it. Oh, we can just make her not standing on it. Badooey. Yeah, I'm with you. We watched Survivor. My when I moved in with my wife, she's a huge fan of Survivor, so I started watching Survivor. And sometimes, man, they're supposed to build a fire. It is incredibly frustrating to watch them because they just won't. It seems like, and I'm pretty sure from listening to them, they just have no idea like how a fire is meant to be constructed. And it's like why? She's still leaning on the other hand because I made her look really top heavy and it just felt wrong to have her like floating in space there. All right, little ladybug, cute ladybug, real ladybug, cute ladybug. Not bad. I like this. I think I like the real one better. Don't tell the cutie though. She'll get mad. So we went and saw the Steiff Museum, teddy bear Steiff Museum. Steiff is a type of teddy bear. I guess it was a teddy bear museum, but it was like almost all the Steiff that have come out over the last however many decades, I think since the 50s. And I forgot, like, so I one thing I remembered about Steiff teddy bears when I worked at the toy store is they're not very soft, but that might have been because we had the kind of cheap ones. Because these ones seemed pretty soft. They were made with like alpaca fur and stuff. I'm trying to remember what they sort of looked like. Um, they're hand sewn, so they're all different because their eyes will be at different positions or stuff like that. And they have really long arms, and they have the long arms so that they stand up. So their arms are like genuinely like this long, so that they can like reach and then their feet just come like straight out. And they remind me, if you ever like old illustrations or old like books that had teddy bears in them, they remind me of those old teddy bears like a lot. All right, I got a little sketchy, but I was sketching without planning, which is, it happens. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes I do not enough thinking and too much drawing. It's rare, but it happens. Okay. And they're all articulatable. The little arms move and the legs move. Oh yeah, so the legs are also attached like at the side of the body. That's right. And they're just like a really weird, I think they were actually invented a little bit before like teddy bears. So a little bit before the Teddy Roosevelt story. The Teddy Roosevelt story is really interesting. The guy on the tour didn't tell us the full thing. And I think it's like they've understood that people know it, but when I learned it, I did not learn the full the full story. And it wasn't until I looked it up as an adult that I understood the full story. So Teddy Roosevelt, avid hunter, huge outdoorsman, started the national park system, created was part of the Rough Riders, which was like an outdoor organization, like an outdoor appreciation sort of organization, and huge hunter, right? He one time was hunting bears and they didn't find a bear. They didn't get one. So the people who were with him, his handlers essentially, like I think this was when he was president, so this would have been, like his handlers, they found a baby bear and they caught it and they tied it up and they said, "There you go, sir. So you can shoot a bear and say you don't have to go home empty-handed." And he was like, "That is not hunting. Like, that's disgusting. Like, I am not out here to shoot a chained up baby bear. Like, I am out here to have an adventure, to like, be a real man." Teddy Roosevelt's words, not mine. And they were like, "Oh, sorry, my bad, I guess." And then that story got out that he wouldn't shoot a baby bear. Like he refused to shoot a baby bear. And then somebody heard that story and went, "Oh, like we sell stuffed toys. My wife makes stuffed toys. Let's make a stuffed toy bear." Or maybe we already have stuffed toy bears because they were invented about 5 years, 6 years before that. And they put it in their window and they put a sign under it and said Teddy's Bear. And it would have been some type of bear kind of like this. And they said Teddy's Bear. And that's where the name Teddy Bear comes from. And I think that's in New York City that happens. If I recall correctly, it's Brooklyn. Are you knocking? No. Yeah. And these bears are like, they're cute if you know them, but they're kind of ugly in their own way too. Yeah. Yeah. It is an interesting insight to the mind of the handlers of presidents. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't like I think now as an older person, I kind of appreciate this type of bear. It's like a sitting around bear. I think as a younger person, as a kid, and when I worked at the toy store, I was like, these bears are dumb. Like who you can't play with them. They're not great. But I like them. I like them now. This is what they kind of look like this. I think I've gotten a little bit of the shape of the body wrong, but mostly they look like this. And there'd be a little sign hung off the front of the shelf. Not with sellotape though. What year did sellotape come out? Probably not 1909 or whenever this happened, 1908. So we'll do a push pin. All right. What's another cute thing? Pow pow. Yeah, these are not cute. I shouldn't have drawn Well, I should have at least looked at a reference. Gosh. Yesterday we did cute foods. Oh, I really liked after I got off the stream yesterday. I drew one more cute food and I really liked it. It's not here. It was a parsnip. Oh, that's an interesting. I like that. I feel like my stuffed animals were like my friends. I talked to them a lot, but I did have one that I felt like protected me at night. I'm gonna draw him. He was like this. Big, he couldn't stand up. He always sat down. And he was better at sitting down if you leaned him up against something. I know his belly was made of corduroy because I remember that. Maybe it was oriented the other way. I don't really remember his arms, but I'm sure he had arms. I remember his nose was big and plastic and greenish and had warts. I think he had teeth, and I'm pretty sure he had horns and eyes. I don't remember the shape of his head. And I kind of think he was like an egg, so I think it's the shape of his head. Oh, his head. Why do I sound British all of a sudden? Was part of the body. And I think his hands were kind of. I have a vague memory of like trying to hold his hand like normal. So I think he must have had finger bits. Because I remember being like, well, that's not the right way to hold him. And he had fur, blue fur, like Grover. Oh, yeah, and blue fur around his head, too. Oh, hey, Emily. Emily? Yeah, Emily. Yesenia. Hey, Yesenia. On to the second part. That's easier. Welcome back. Welcome back. Like that. Little horns like that. I'm drawing a stuffed animal. We were talking about how stuffed animals are meant to protect you at night. Well, we were talking about the different things stuffed animals are meant for. And one thing is to protect you at night. And then that reminded me that I had a monster stuffed animal that was kind of like this. I'm gonna give him evil eyebrows, although I don't remember if he had eyebrows or anything like that. The face is kind of a loss for me, except for the big green nose. This is like when you wear and I think he had brown eyes. When they tell you, like when you commit a crime, when they find that witnesses to a crime get really confused and only remember like really identifying. Oh, it kind of does remind me of a Dove bar, sure, but I'm gonna put crazy eyes on it. It did remind me of Where the Wild Things Are, actually. What's that guy's name? Maurice Sandow? I don't remember. Anyway, he said that he actually wanted to make that horses. Sendak, thank you. I was close. And but he couldn't draw horses. So he tried a bunch of times and finally he was like, oh, I can draw these like monsters. And that's why he landed on those monsters. It was just, I think about that story a lot because like so often you're like, oh, or artists that I know and myself included before be like, oh, I'm a bad artist. I can't draw anything, so I'm not gonna like apply myself to that type of thing. Oh, I think he had a unibrow. I'm not gonna apply myself to that type of thing because I'm a bad artist, right? But you only have to be good at the things you're actually doing. And so there's that. So and you get to choose what you're doing, right? So oh, I'm gonna draw his fur real quick because I think that's an important part. It was really close to this color blue, actually. Yeah, but where the wild things are, I remember even as a kid thinking that they were similar. Thank you, Emily or Yesenia. I appreciate that. I don't. I used to call myself a bad artist. I used to consider myself a bad artist. And it's funny, I practiced a lot and I've gotten a lot better. Right now I'm just doing like, sketches and stuff. And everything you're seeing here is like a first draft, which I also think is kind of interesting. But that's pretty close. It's a little bit like mintier, but I don't think we're gonna get to minty from um but yeah, I've become a better artist in my own opinion, and also I have changed how I think about being an artist, right? So like there's like I just said, right? Like uh you have to be the artist you are. Um Man, I haven't thought about Dove in so long. This So a Dove bar. So it's sort of like if we drew it from the side, right? It's kind of shaped like this. Hang on. It's like the side of it. And then it kind of has this like rise in the middle. But this would be like the edge, and then it's further back there and closer to us here. Oh yeah, I was doing Dove soap. Well, let's do Dove chocolate. Oh no. I'm like all of a sudden I'm really cold. And I'm wondering because our heat's been out. And I'm wondering if our heat went back out. It keeps going out. Chocolate. Okay, awesome. What's the what's the Dove soap logo? I think Lady Gaga wore it. Okay. I'm gonna put eyes on it. Eyes on. I always think eyes on is like I don't know why I like saying it so much. Izon. Like it's like a name. Okay, I think. Oh yeah, I don't particularly care for milk chocolate, especially not, I don't know, the kind that's so waxy and gross. I haven't seen a Dove. The ones that I've seen are just like very basic. They're basically like this. I just looked them up and they do not look like this, the ones I looked up. But the ones that I've had lately are basically just little swollen squares that have like an indented dove on them. It's like dove. I don't know. Like that. Yeah, so I think milk chocolate, I don't, for a long time, I did not eat it at all. And I still prefer not to. So milk chocolate being trash, like I'm not 1,000 miles away from that opinion. But I have had some pretty good chocolate. I'm trying to look, okay, I'm looking up references. I'm trying to see. I can't. This is as close as I can get. Okay, it's pretty close to what I was remembering. Hang on. I do draw these pencils all the time. I'd rather do that than Dove. So I think I'm going to take you up on it. Actually, but I'm going to draw instead. I'm going to draw a pencil um, that's cute. We're going to get back to the cute things. He's going to be short. I think his name will probably be Stubby, but don't tell him I said that. Okay. No. And there. All right. Technically, but we won't care about that. Perfect. And then, oh yeah, this is not straight. Okay, perfect. There we go. So I've said this on the last couple streams, but I moved my desk recently and I still have not gotten it level. And because of that, it is sometimes hard to judge what is straight up and down. And so things that I think are square are just not square. I did a whole drawing, like a half an hour, fully rendered illustration with like glass and everything, and it had like reflections, full color. I did the whole thing. I was really happy with it. And then I like picked it up and I could just see that it was not square. Like the bottom of it, it was supposed to be a rectangle. And the bottom of it was just like it was genuinely that bad. And broke my heart. Okay, is this part is clamped to go in? Is this called a ferrule? Ferrule? I think it is. I think metal things like this that are meant to connect, like a pencil, say, or a brush's bristles, are ferrules. maybe the ends of wires to stick them into, I don't know, what do you stick wires into? Speaker systems? Number 1B. The Cartoon Thing logo. I don't know that one. And let's give him some eyes, baby. Maybe here? I was thinking if they're right up there, then his eyes are about to get sharpened off. And I thought we'd give him a little bit more life to live. For some reason, this pencil, to me, in my mind, he's saying like, "Hey, gang." I don't know. I think no, no nose for this one. Now, how do we want to do a smile just like, no, that looks like lips. We can try pulling it from the edges. Sometimes that looks good for teeth where you do like, that's actually pretty good. I think I'll leave that one. I think it looks better than trying to connect them. Like usually one straight line, for whatever reason, to me, it just looks like a little kid drew it. I think it's probably, there's probably times where it's the right choice to have the line all the way straight across, but okay. I don't really have pencil eraser pink, but I have this kind of magenta, and we can kind of really lightly do it and then give it some peach. And I feel like that gets really close. Okay. We have these are either golden colored, like brass colored, or they're silver. Oh, the Cartoon Network logo. Nah, we're gonna keep drawing some cute things. And then green, because I like Ticonderoga pencils and their middle part is green. Now I'm going to use my better pencil color pencil for the, grab that as yellow. You know why pencils are yellow? There was a really good pencil company. I can't remember what company, but it might have been Faber-Castell. And they drew, I wonder, did I make a short about this? And they uh, they made a really high quality pencil. Wooden pencils had been around, but they were all kind of crap. And so this one company made a really good one, and it was yellow. And so then all the other pencil companies started painting their pencils yellow to try to like steal a little bit of the glory. And that happened in 1905. And pencils have been yellow ever since. Ironically, it became like that the most basic pencils. Heck yeah, baby alligator. Let's go. that the most basic pencils became the ones that were more likely to be yellow, because what so often happens is you have something that kind of like try to steal the glory or like mimic the high quality, and then the high quality things move away. I like that. Not bad. Baby alligator. I feel like baby alligators often just look like alligators, but small. But maybe I'm thinking of crocodiles. Oh yeah. No, mathematicians also were like really upset about this chalk. I think somebody bought the factory and the recipe and is still making the chalk, but not as much. But that's a couple of years ago I read that, so it might not still be true. But yeah, I was reading a lot of them still have the um, boxes of chalk. Oh, I'm sorry, Yesenia, I'm not sure. It would have been because of the delay. I don't know what I might have said. Oh, we're getting back to the beginning. Okay. Baby alligator. All right. Yeah, because of the delay, you're asking me now what I said, but I've said lots of things. So unfortunately, I don't know. I don't know what it might have been that I had said. I might have said I don't know the difference between baby alligators and crocodiles, or that I thought baby alligators were the same size, like they looked exactly like adult alligators but smaller. Those are two things I said. So it might be that. I feel like the head is going to be the hardest part. I've struggled a lot with lizards and reptiles in general. I don't know why they give me such a hard time, but they do. I watched an old TV show called What's My Line, where famous contestants of the day would try to guess people's jobs. And Colonel Sanders was on, and he was a hoot. Cyberfrog. Yeah, maybe I'll have better luck with amphibians. I don't know why. Like, I draw animals and realistic animals frequently. It's, I would consider myself one of the things I'm best at. But when all of a sudden it's a reptile, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna suck. And I don't know why. Like, it shouldn't be harder than it is. Like, but it is. It's hard. Okay. Ooh, Hypnotoad. Cyberfrog. Cyberfrog. I'm like, this is the same as the Cronenberg. It sounds really interesting. It sounds like a fun draw. Okay. Why eye bad? Okay. The eye's just pointing in the wrong. The eye was pointing straight at us, but the head is pointing like off in this direction. So I gotta point the eye off in this direction. There we go. That's a little bit better. Off that way, 90 degrees, buddy. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of eating baby alligator. I wonder if people do. When because you said 11 herbs and spices, and I was like, 11 herbs and spices for alligators? And then I was like, maybe. They definitely eat alligators, right? So, oh yeah, a pet cheeseburger. Nah, and that sounds pretty cool. Okay. Oh, I'm holding my breath. Gotta not do that. It doesn't make any sense. I want to put something next to this guy so we know how small he is. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have a pet hamburger. I hear they're really aggressive. Ooh, really? I don't know that one. Gavial. I hate this guy. Okay, okay, it's not terrible. It's salvageable. Sometimes after I like make a bunch of corrections, I feel like all the sketching kind of gets in the way. And so if I come in and I get rid of some of that, it can help. Little snouty alligator. All right, let's. Okay, I think this came together. This feels like a baby alligator to me. And we'll put it next to he'll be roaring at like, how small do they get? 6 to 8 inches. It was a little bit smaller than life size. So he has to be roaring at something slightly bigger than 6 to 8 inches. Oh, I know. What about like, I say roaring. He's probably not roaring because he's not a dragon, guys. He's an alligator. But what if it's a pail? I don't know. Like, is going to the river like going to the beach? Because, wait, are alligators in rivers or are they in like Everglades? Anyway, we played with these sand buckets all the time down on the bay. Like shovel sticking out. Oh man, I was just thinking there's an interview where I think Ricky Gervais had like a TV show where he interviewed people. Oh no, my pencil's out of lead. I do not like that, Sam. I am. Okay, hang on. I have to have another one. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, still got him. Still got him. What the heck? Okay. All right, let's do something. Let's do a cheeseburger. My grandfather used to get, we'd go to McDonald's and he would get a plain hamburger with nothing on it, and he would just put ketchup on. And it was like, I don't know. I felt I couldn't imagine eating a hamburger without ketchup or without cheese. I couldn't imagine eating a hamburger, essentially. I felt like you at least needed cheese, man. Like cheese, no ketchup, or cheese and ketchup, no anything else. I could believe that. But just meat and ketchup. But now I get it. He could have eat meat and ketchup. That's not my forte, but I'm not like totally blown away by the fact that that's what he ate. I don't know why I'm being so particular. I feel like I'm like a kid drawing like the slice of cheese, the burger. I've been like the last couple days I've been really thinking about these like extremely simple kind of illustrations. Like very straightforward. Okay, I mean he's from New York, so he's from he grew up. Where did he grow up? Like Lindbergh, New York, and then he worked and lived in Newburgh and he was like old. Oh hi little derpy dino. He he was like a boy. He was old. He was born in 1910. So he was before American cheese was even a thing. So maybe he's just like he didn't like American cheese or no, he always got that. A plain burger with ketchup and a pickle on the side. But yeah, he was very New Yorky New York too. I don't think he ever lived in the city, but all around it. And he called him. He said use. Hey, use. What are you doing over there? To like as a plural of you. And do some sesame seeds. Oh, we should put some. We should put some eyes on this. Eyes on. Eyes on, spies on. And then in classic talking in classic anthropomorphic hamburger style, this will be the mouth. And then the cheese can be the nose. Sounds good to me. I don't know why this cheeseburger is cross-eyed, but he is. I feel like he looks doofy on purpose. Oh my God, Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Oh man, I'm digging this guy now. Okay. American cheese was partially invented or funded in order to store a surplus of milk. Really fascinating stuff. The history of American cheese and like Velveeta and the cheese caves of, is it Missouri, I want to say, where the cheese caves are? Man, when I was younger, I wanted every burger to be a bacon cheeseburger. I didn't understand why you wouldn't have bacon and cheese on every burger. I was like, what do you mean you don't do that? What's the point? Um, Now I think I prefer a cheeseburger, just a cheeseburger. That's my fave. Okay, let's do a little color. I think we'll do Big Dairy. Yeah, I mean, Big Dairy is really a thing. We'll draw them next. I don't know why this looks good to me. What did I have for dinner? Oh, butter chicken. Yeah, having kids is gambling. Yeah, in a way. They call it, what do they call it? The genetic lottery, right? All right, that's not bad. I was thinking about adding, oh, some black to it. I feel like, no, why don't we, no, they've already done it, but I'm going to do a little bit of shadowy black to help make it round. Borgore. What we had when I'm trying to think. Yeah, McDonald's, man, right? Like their success is twofold. They own the land and then they rent the land to their franchises, their franchisees. And so they make money that way. Then they make money when you pay for the franchise also. And then they also they the toys, like marketing to kids is huge. They had to stop because it was too much. They like got called out, but this is crazy. They were the largest toy manufacturer in the world. Yeah, Good Burger is a spin-off of a skit on All That with Keenan and Kel, and they made a movie out of it. And he goes, "Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?" And that's Kel, and he's very dumb in the show. And because of that, the orders always get messed up. He goes on crazy adventures. But all that, great show. At least the way I remember it. I haven't watched it in quite a while. Great thumbnail. Great thumbnail. Jeez. Great. What's like a TV thumbnail? Theme song. Great theme song. Just set your booty in the floor in a chair, hover in the air, just don't go nowhere. And like it produced Keenan, who is I think the longest running cast member of SNL. Like it was a real certified banger. I think they started it again. Now I have the theme song stuck in my head. 'Cause everything we do. What color eyes do we have for Burger Boy here? Purple, nice. Yeah, who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Oh man, all of a sudden I threw this extra other brown on to the patty and I feel like it really pulls it together. Okay. All right, I think I'm gonna do the black red mouth. Oh, we could have done like a mustache. I mean, we're not going to do it now, but we could have done like a lettuce mustache next time. These Prismacolor coloring pencils, these ones. They're very nice. They go on really well. They create full color. The other ones, these square ones that I'm also using, these guys, not bad. They don't have as rich of a like the Faber-Castell ones really feel like they stick to the paper, kind of almost like grip on. What the heck? Oh my gosh. It's happened again. I feel like this guy's crooked. And this is going to keep happening until I adjust my desk and make it level. Oh, cool. I don't remember the Dangerous Soup, but I love Are You Afraid of the Dark? I did rewatch that recently, so I definitely saw that. But I don't remember that episode off the top of my head. Really a great episode. I mean, great TV show. I was reading about, I think there was an interview with the showrunner, or maybe it was one of the actors, one of the main actors. I'm tempted to just do all these sesame seeds all in the same direction, but I don't think that, I don't know if it would give like uncanny valley or not, if it would like mess up the illusion. Oh yeah, Odd Fudd does some of my earliest. So when I first got into illustration, Odd Fudd and I had moved in together for a second time. We were married, and she was asking me like what I wanted to do, and I had been a graphic designer, and I was like, I think I want to be a graphic designer. It's like I can make money doing that. It's fine. And she was like, no, what do you want to do? And I took a couple of weeks to think about it. And at the time, I had been making canvases by doing like really graphic illustrations, very much like local creation, like very graphic designery stuff, and then stenciling and painting that. And I had always kind of wanted to be an illustrator. And so that's what I said. And then she was struggling with depression, not to bring it down too much. And I was like, okay, well, why don't I'm going to start drawing you a cartoon every single day. I'm like practicing to be an illustrator. I'm studying. I will do this cartoon for you every single day. And so just recently, she started putting up the first of those cartoons on her channel, Odd Fudd, in shorts. And then she voice acts them, which is cute. And they're just these little comic strips. They're not always strips, but that's the idea. Does he have a hat? I don't know why I was thinking of like giving him a cap. I love gum. I'm trying to think of a hat that I could put on him that he wouldn't have to. What the heck? Oh my gosh, it's just empty. I had my eraser and my pencil run out on stream today. But lucky me, I had backups for both. For both of them. Gosh, what's a good hat? Pickle hat. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Like a gherkin? Like a gherkin stuck on with a toothpick? It has that like cellophane thing. I was thinking top hat, but then I was like, that's too much. That's like, I feel like I do a top hat all the time. So like you wouldn't know that, but I'm always drawing a top hat. Even I'm annoyed. Maybe like a toothpick pickle, toothpickle, a toothpickle. It sounds terrible. Yeah, this top hat thing is a problem. Well, that's not terrible actually. I kind of like this. It's a very oh yeah, we could do the whole like make him a an attorney. I don't know. I don't know why I said attorney. Uh, he's like legal eagle. I'm legal eagle. If you need legal help, check out the eagle's nest. Caw. Oh, fact of the stream. Fact of the night. Um, coleslaw. That's good. That's good. Uh, that eagle noise you hear in most movies is not actually an eagle. It's a red-tailed hawk, I think. But the point of it is, it's not an eagle. They think eagles sound like they don't sound dynamic enough. So they've replaced the eagle sound, which is like a scream. It's like a very screechy screech. Otford and I saw an eagle with a fish. It was very weird. Landed in the road in front of us, like 30 feet in front of us, maybe a little bit less, and then took off. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's like a totally different, tinier body. Okay. It's like a totally different squash, right? Uh, that, well, some of the best pumpkin pie I ever had was from you know, a baker. And I was asking them, like, why is this pumpkin pie so good? Like, I know you must not use canned pumpkin, but like, is there a certain type of pumpkin? And they were like, you can special order a pumpkin that has pumpkin-y flavor, uh, but oh, beard. But because regular like farm pumpkin that's grown for like viewing is not It's not super flavorful. And so they say they added butternut squash. They do half regular pumpkin, half butternut squash. And it was great. Okay, tinier body. Oh. Okay, that's the suit body. We'll get the arms and stuff later. That's the jacket. Only one button. He's not a monster. Mr. Cole over here. Got a briefcase. Schmancy, yeah. No, I took the vest off him. He doesn't want to appear pretentious to the judge. Gonna get that lapel in. Nope, I put the second button on the wrong side. Oh yeah, that's coming, that's coming. I haven't drawn his hands at all. I just like left them. And now I'm thinking like what would his hands be if they're not like real hands? If they're not human hands, what kind of hands are they? But I think like cartoon glove hands is fine. Now for me, he has the voice of Donald Duck. No, not Donald Duck. It's three sliders in a suit. Uh, I object. It's an ad hominem attack. Ad hamburger. Ad hamburger. Never mind. Okay. I feel like his pants are too big, but I feel like a lot of lawyers wear really big pants. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me. Like, I'm intimidated by lawyers, and then I'm like, my brain's like, well, don't be intimidated by him. Look how big his pants are. That might be true. That might be it. 80% business, 20% party. Yeah, his t-shirt is actually a Grateful Dead, but you can't see it through his suit. Okay. Oh yeah, you're totally right. It's the suspenders. It holds up. It holds up. What am I thinking of? The suspension of habeas corpus? Never mind, never mind. We don't want to talk about habeas corpus. What's the other one? Okay. Uh, these are always like red or blue. I'm gonna do blue, I think. It's usually that like they're this is good. This is fine. And then it'll have some dark because of the overlapping. And it's attached to that toothpick, but I'm gonna leave the toothpick because I think I'll just make it with the pen. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Oh yeah, the little notch. I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah, to me, this is like you got it from like a delicatessen or like a no, no, just a delicatessen, like a corner deli. Or maybe a sandwich shop, but you got the platter, the like lunch meat platter. I think somebody needs to check on Yesenia. I got this the tiny pen. I'll do some outline of this cellophane junk up here. Yeah, yeah. I I had to take a food service safety course and become certified for food service for a job I was working, and like it was terrifying. They tell you like stories about everybody dying, and like they're like, if this happens, like they're dead. But that also means you have to shut down all this so no one else dies. And it's like, oh my God. And then like botulism, they tell you a lot about botulism. Ugh. But then you see people who do pickling who have like had the same pickling solution for like 40 years and they pickle all sorts of stuff and they're totally fine. And you're like, okay. I made wine once. The second time, I had people help me because it was too much to prepare the fruit. And I thought we had done it pretty good, but no, it did not. It grew stuff, went out of control. First time was great. Did we talk about pickling yesterday? I don't know. We did buy a bunch of salt. And we have that huge thing of vinegar. I'm saying I wouldn't put it past us. You did ask me if I wanted to eat pickled turnips. Okay. That's smart fruit from baby food. Yeah, I've never made beer, but the wine I made was sparkling. I didn't you can like degas it or whatever, but I liked it. I liked it sparkling. I made dandelion wine. That was the wine that was successful. I would do that again, like some sort of I'm gonna do the shirt, I think, like a light blue. No, it's not. It's like 33% burger. It's 30 or 66% burger. It's 33% ham. I was gonna just do red tie. I think I'll no, I'm gonna change it to yellow tie. Oh yeah, yeah. I just learned about freeze distilling really recently. Um, it does. That's how they made Applejack, which seems neat. Like Applejack was such a huge part of early American culture. And like there's a theory that like giving your teacher an apple comes from this big culture of having Applejack and like basically making this alcoholic fermented apple drink that then you freeze distilled. I like sparkling apple cider. I don't generally like regular apple cider, but Applejack sounds great. And then they had a lot of these like crab apple trees and stuff were preferred for like, or it didn't matter as much because you were making Applejack with it anyway. So like the sourness was kind of nice. It can be like refreshing by the time you got it down to like this liquor. That's pretty fun. This guy's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. Applejack is like it's stronger. Well, it's kind of like wine. It has the same, a little bit stronger than wine, if my memory serves. ABV. I'm gathering my pencils because sometimes I lose them. Oh yeah. Jesus, Hotfoot. I yeah, I think I would. I think I would try to make it myself. Or see if somebody I know would make it with me. I've not had, yeah, I don't think I would try the store. Um, I don't want fake, like if I'm gonna try Applejack, I want to try it because I want to like know what they were drinking in early American time, why apples are so important. Fact of the day, apple trees. So not all plants reproduce sexually, or it's not always their main form of reproduction, but with apple trees, it is. And so they will always produce offspring and therefore fruit that is different from the parent tree because it gets reshuffled in the reproductive process, the chromosomes and stuff. And so when you have like Red Delicious or any kind of apple like that, it is a clone. And basically what they do is they find one tree, they grow like a bunch of trees from parents. They control the pollination and from parents who are like delicious or whatever. Angiosperm, thank you. And then you have to grow it for 5 years before it fruits. But I think they figured out a way to even growing from the seed kind of graft it onto a more mature plant so that that part of it will seed faster. But I don't remember if that's true or if it was just like an experiment they were trying to do that. I can't remember. But once they find one that they really like, they're like perfect. And then they start cloning it and sending it out to different farms and starting. Well, first they patent it, which is crazy. You can patent DNA, but whatever. That's not what we're talking about today. And they send it out to different farms, and 5 years later, they do their first big harvest, and you get like, I don't know, like Galaxy apples or Red Delicious or whatever it is. Red Delicious, people did not like them, but they had really thick skin. Okay, okay, they do it. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I was trying to remember. Yeah, so they grow a sapling and then they graft the like the baby onto it so it can produce fruit faster. That kind of plant stuff is like magic. It's witchcraft. It's good. It's a good thing. I saw they used potato as like a cloning medium. I saw like amateur. Yeah, the white wax, yeah, is natural. Where did it would we had pear trees and they would have white wax on them. There's a place, I can't remember where it is, but they have these apples in a what is it, a cave, old mines, and then they pump the mines full of like some inert gas, like xenon or something. And then it's like 40 something degrees in there and it has no oxygen. And they just like keep these barrels and barrels of apples in there for years. Hey, Ranjender Kumar. A phone, eh? What time? How long have we been going? I got 10 minutes. So we can do a phone. Oh, yeah. It's in his car. He has a car phone. That's why. What is this? He's, wait. Bulgur Burger. Yeah, okay. He seems pretty happy. Okay, let's see. I like this guy. I'll try to scan him in, put him on the. What is this? Oh, this is. Okay. I always think about these old like farmhouse phones where they're like attached to the wall and it has like a speaking horn you speak into and then like a listening horn that's like hung on the side because they're so close to like they're still so close to Graham Bell's like original design. It's so funny to me that it took so long to like reattach to attach these two components, the speaking bell and the listening bell. And they had like a crank like mounted to your wall because it's freaking huge. And like wires going out to the fence or whatever. It's all wooden. Pretty simple electronics inside, but all right. And then I also think about like everybody had for a little while, everybody had those cell phones that were like that had this part, and you pull that up to make the antenna come out. like a little phone screen here. Oh yeah, and like it's also where the speaker was for your ear. And then my Nana had like a classic one of these guys. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, this thing was attached to here. Okie dokie. Actually, this was, I say my Nana had it. It was my grandpa's. It was in his house. When it was in the guest bedroom, there was this old rotary phone. It wasn't like super old. I think it was probably from the 60s, maybe the 50s. Had the phone number and a little piece of paper underneath the middle there so you knew where you were. All right. Well, let's do a phone, as we all know and love. Not one of these landlines. Well, one of those wasn't a landline, but you know what I mean. Ta-da! Yeah, thank you so much. All right, we did phones. We did burger. It's pretty good. We did, oh, this is the first one, which Outfit was calling a fry guy. So that is interesting. We did something that someone's 6-year-old niece could do better, which is great. Good for her. Aw. Little earworm. The realistic and cute ladybug. We did a Teddy's bear. We did a monster from my childhood. That was weird. We did a baby alligator yelling at a pail. And we did a pencil. Real fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow.